What's up, guys? My name's Johnny, and today we're going to be going over some grocery shopping tips that you can use. I know this is where a lot of people spend their money because my wife and I, this is where we spend a lot of our money as well. So we're going to get some grocery tips on how we can be frugal, how we can get the best value for our money, and ultimately how we can save money as well. Let's jump right into it. Tip number one, and this could be a very important tip, and this is do not go grocery shopping when you're hungry. When we go to Costco, many times they have those really nice samplers. They smell so good. They whet your appetite. They get you going, especially if you're hungry. Then you go up and down the aisles. You start buying stuff that you don't need. You say, oh man, that sounds so good right now. Or this will be good with what we have at home. We'll just put this on the side with it. And you just start imagining all these great combinations, how good it's going to taste. And before you realize it, you have all of this food that you're most likely not going to eat, or you can't eat that week, or mostly food that you don't need or that's not even healthy for you. And then once you go to Costco, the food court, and you eat a piece of pizza or a hot dog, and you're full now, you come to your senses, and you realize you overspent on so much food. So do not go shopping when you're grocery shopping when you're hungry. It is not a good idea. Now this next tip is something that my wife and I, we use. We kind of found this out kind of by accident, and it's one of our special tips that we use. But whenever we go to a wholesale place like Costco or BJ's, we do not take a cart in with us if it's not necessary. One, this cuts down a lot of stress. You're not playing bumper carts with everybody else in there, the hundreds and thousands of other people that you come in contact with. But two, you don't put as much stuff in your cart. You have nothing to fill up. So if you're just going in there for some food for the week, let's say some beef or some chicken or some frozen items, just walk in there with no cart, and whatever you can carry, that's what you buy. Because if you do have a cart, what you soon realize is you have more space to fit all that stuff that looks so good. And Costco is so good at making things look so desirable. Even things that are not food or grocery related, you end up walking out of there with some kind of kayak or some kind of tent or barbecue grill or something you don't need. So that step, do not take a cart in. Unless, of course, you need it. If you're getting toilet paper or if you're getting paper towels, something large, of course, it makes sense for a cart. You don't want to look funny carrying that around, which my wife and I both have done in the past. So, of course, if you do need it, do that. But if you don't need it, if you're just going in for weekly items, just take your hands in what you can carry. Now, here's a tip that I think some people really don't think about, and that is when you're being frugal, and even when you're shopping for groceries especially, one way to be frugal is to get the best value you can. And many times getting the best value you can means not going for the cheapest junk food. Of course, it's going to be extremely cheap. It's probably much cheaper than some of the healthy food, but you have to think long-term as well. You have to think about what your health is going to be like if you keep eating that food, but also a lot of junk food, it just has empty calories. You can eat it all day long and you'll never feel full. So a tip with grocery shopping is to get the best value, go with healthier foods. You'll pay less in health costs long-term, and you'll also feel fuller and more satisfied. Our next tip is when you're doing your main grocery shopping, now I'm saying when you're not going to Costco or BJ's, your wholesale place, but let's say you're going to Safeway or King Soopers, wherever you do your regular grocery shopping, try to do this online through an app. We go to Walmart quite often. They seem to have the best prices and they have everything we need. But we do the shopping for Walmart through their Walmart app. We actually get our groceries delivered. You can also pick them up. But what this helps you to do is it helps you to see exactly what you're buying. So you know exactly what you're spending. And again, you can easily, when you go into the store, fall into the trap of going up and down the aisles and looking at things and buying things you don't need just simply because they sound good at that point. When you buy it online, again, you see each and every single item that you're buying. You see the total, so you know that you're not going to go over your budget for that week or for those next couple weeks. It also saves a ton of time. Again, you don't have to go rub elbows with people at the grocery store. You can save an hour and a half or an hour on your Saturday or your Sunday whenever you get your grocery shopping done. And it gets delivered to your house or you go pick it up. So easy to do. Next, you want to buy generic. And this seems pretty obvious, but sometimes it's not. But if you do shop at King Soopers, Walmart, Safeway, wherever it is, always try to buy the generic version. If you compare the generic version ingredients to the name brand, they're typically exactly the same or very, very similar. Now, sometimes I can understand they may taste a little different, so you may have to go with the name brand when that does happen. But when you buy the generic, you're going to save a ton of money. Buy the generic Walmart shredded cheese, the generic fruit bars, whatever it may be. Because when you buy generic, you're going to save a ton of money. And again, most places, even Costco, all these places, they have their own brand that they sell within the store. So always compare, because typically you're going to save a lot of money that way. And again, they're going to taste the exact same. And before we continue, please subscribe, leave a like or a comment. Let us know some videos you want to see, what you appreciate, what you don't appreciate. And thank you again for watching. Our next tip is you want to have a written list of what you need in the grocery store, and also / meal plan. They kind of go hand in hand together. You need a list when you go into the grocery store, again, because when you go in there, you want to go in there with purpose. You want to go in there with a budget. You know what your budget is for the week and for the month for groceries. When you write out that list, you're able to see exactly what you're going to be spending on. You're not going to go buy things erroneously, things you do not need. You're going to stick to your list, and this goes hand in hand with meal planning for a reason. Plan out your 4 or 5 dinners, whatever you're going to cook, your lunches, plan those out for the week. Once those are planned out, you know exactly what to go to the grocery store for. And then you can kind of put it together and say, you know what, I'm going to have 2 Italian meals this week, so I'll get a salad for those that I can eat 2 or 3 times throughout the week. It helps you truthfully know exactly what you're going to be spending on, but also helps you consolidate some of those days and some of those lunches. One thing we do is we make more food than we need. That way we have leftovers for the next day, and all we had to do was cook once. Many times when you meal plan as well, you can do this similarly. You can cook a large batch of something on a Monday or Tuesday and eat it throughout the week. It saves money, but it also saves time. The next tip is if you find a good sale that's happening at Costco or at Walmart, buy more than them and freeze them. Get a chest freezer in your garage or in your house. And if it's a good sale, you know you're going to eat it. Now, don't do this just to say, oh, it's on sale, I'm going to buy as much as I can. That will lead you to spending more money. But if you know you're going to eat it, if you know your family's going to eat it, buy more of them. If there's a great sale on them, throw them in the freezer. Now, this does take an initial investment of buying a chest freezer, but they are so important. If you want to live frugally, if you want to be able to have more meals readily available, they'll allow you to freeze your meat for months to come. Just definitely invest in a chest freezer if you can. And when you buy in bulk and when you buy it on sale, you're able to take some of that price off of it. This is another tip that my wife and I have found that really helps us, and that's to base most of our meals off of 1 to 2 meats. And when you're able to do this, you buy those 1 or 2 meats in bulk, and you're able to really cut down the cost of your meal. For example, we try to base all of our meals off of either chicken breast or chicken thigh and ground beef. We'll go to Costco, we'll go to Walmart, wherever it is, we'll buy our ground beef, as many pounds as we can, 7-8 pounds of it, and then we'll buy like 6 packages of chicken thighs or chicken breasts. And from those, we can add noodles to them, we could add rice, we add our vegetable to them, and this really gets the cost per meal down. Google, Pinterest, YouTube, those will be your friends. You could just simply put into Google ground beef recipes or chicken thigh recipes and find a whole list of what you can cook with those 2 meats. Because when you don't do this, and you're spending money on 4 to 5 different kinds of meats or main courses, that's where a lot of your money is going to get spent, because not only you're not buying it in bulk, you're not getting the value of buying in bulk, but then every week you're having to buy several different kinds of meats, and it can add up very quickly. That's where a lot of money is spent, is on the meat for your groceries. Now for this tip is to check your budget at the end of the month. It makes no sense to have a budget if you're not consistently checking it and keeping up with it. So how did you do at the end of the first week? How did you do at the end of the second? And then notice the patterns and the habits that changed. Did you go to Costco too many times that month? Did you go without a list too many times? Did you not even have a budget of what you're going to spend? Track that budget, keep a track on it, and see where you went wrong or where you went well. Maybe you did very, very good for that month or for that week. And did you do that because you order your groceries online, for example? What was it? You have to learn from your spending habits so you can continue to get better and more frugal with them. Without a budget, I can almost guarantee you're going to spend too much on your groceries. So that's it, guys. Those are our grocery shopping tips. We have plenty more. We'll probably have a part 2 of this video coming out soon. But those are just a few. If you follow those, they will definitely help you be more frugal and to save a lot of money. But not only money, it's going to save you time and stress. Nobody wants to go to Costco or Walmart on a weekend and spend an hour of your time rubbing elbows and playing bumper carts with other people that you don't know in a crowded place. So save your time, save your money especially. We appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you'll tune in next time. We'll have another video coming out soon with more frugal tips, more personal finance and investment tips, and we'll see you next time.